right, welcome back to All Hitches, Nova's #1 football podcast. Coach Mesa, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Lots of good football last night, but not a lot of good. Well, I mean, there was some good boxing early on, and then later on there was not the last from about midnight to about 12:45. There was not good boxing.
Yeah, that woman's match was outstanding. That was the highlight. That's all anyone's talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean they were just bludgeoning each other, weren't they? I mean that was
I saw the first.
oh
I told you, I saw when they fought the first time.
yeah
It was outstanding. So when I saw it, they were on the card. I was telling you, didn't I say that? I said that's the
yeah
best
yeah
match tonight.
yeah.
That was awesome. That was a
Uh,
god. I'd pay to see a third fight.
that was a fight.
Yeah,
I mean that was a boxing match. That was a fight.
yeah.
So it was pretty impressive. And the one below it,
Barrios,
Barrios. I
Barrios.
mean, early on, Barrios was dominating that fight, and then Ramos got some confidence. And man, there's something bright about starting to get some confidence early. You know, a fighter's down, and all of a sudden starts landing some
Yeah.
blows. I mean, it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, that was a good fight too. We might see two rematches, right? The Barrios fight was a draw,
Uh,
so we might see a rematch there. And I could watch what Taylor and what's the other one's name with the gash and yeah, Serrano. I
so,
could watch Serrano. I could watch them fight 100 times.
yeah, I thought it was interesting that it was a welterweight title fight that they had at 8 rounds. Now, I don't know what women's boxing matches normally are. I don't know if they're 10. But the fact that they had an 8 round championship match, I thought was weird. You
And
know,
just going at it. And I like the 2 minute rounds.
did you like 2 minute rounds?
I think that enabled them to kind of go at it like that.
Maybe.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think it works, you know, for certain matches it worked. I think for them it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can let your hands go a lot more intense,
Yes,
right?
man.
Yeah.
And I could have done with 1 minute rounds for the Paul Tyson fight. 30-second round would have been fine for me and for Tyson probably.
Yeah. I mean, the joke was on us, right? The joke was
Uh,
on us. We we
yeah.
we we were we were suckered in.
The
I
legend
think it
of our
was
youth.
so oddly enough, I was having this conversation with my dad today, and I was like, I think we always just want to see that athlete do the thing that we loved watching them do just one more time.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, wouldn't you love if you were like, hey, guess who's gonna pitch tomorrow night? Nolan Ryan.
Right.
Nolan Ryan's gonna be back on the mound tomorrow. And you're like, oh man, I just want to see him throw some 100 mile an hour just gas,
It's
knowing
true.
odds are he's gonna be throwing. And don't get me wrong, for his age, because like I heard, I mean, it wasn't recently, but within like the last like 7 8 years that he got on the mound and he could still throw like the high 80s.
I- I'm sure. Country strong.
Yeah, but you just want to see, you know, basketball, right? Wouldn't you like to see Michael Jordan just one more time do that thing, even though you know in your heart of hearts it wouldn't work? Uh,
Yeah, and what helped it, it's the nostalgia, right? The nostalgia. I think that was big for us watching that fight. The other part is I can't stand the guy who was fighting. So I'm like, please, someone just knock his block off.
well, I wonder this. Now, I know the Gen Z people and the young people they still like him as they like him for a reason. We're
The
old,
influencer.
and we don't get it. But I think he's hurt his credibility. Like, 'cause I don't think anyone's ever going to watch him fight a non-boxer again.
Right.
I can't see anybody really be interested in seeing him.
Right. Unless the undercard is great. Yeah, count me out.
Yeah. I can't see that. And uh, I mean, if he wants to get paid, but he wants to get bludgeoned, he'll fight Canelo.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Canelo will destroy him.
Oh,
Destroy him.
yeah. I mean,
And I'd
I
pay for that. I'd pay for that because I want to.
I think he's kind of gone through it with promoting the Mike Tyson thing and Aaron being like, wait. Everyone kind of knows now at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but again, nostalgia, right? What would you give if someone said, "Hey, who's gonna sue for a precinct game?" Barry Sanders. Oh, what? You just want to see it. You just want to see it one more time.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, speaking of great moments, speaking of just guys who you didn't know they could do it one more time. Well, we had our first playoff games last night, my friend.
We did, and we had some exciting ones. We had some exciting ones.
We did.
We had some exciting performances.
We did, and we had some big wins. We had some close wins. Everything in between. Let's start Region D. Everyone's favorite segment, my friend. It stays alive. A little modified, right, for the playoffs,
Yeah,
but still everyone's favorite segment. We are going to get into our brought to you by Celebrity Deli, of course.
yeah,
No one packs it on more than Celebrity Deli. Players of the week, right? For round one of the playoffs, sort of modified. We got another one coming up on Thursday.
yeah.
Right, with Region C. We're going to break it by region. So we got the Region D, offensive and defensive players of the week. We'll start there. On defense, how about that Madison D?
Yeah, dominating.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Charles Backman
Yeah.
with scoop and score in a blowout win.
Yeah. We talked about, and we'll get into the games, that as the weather gets colder and playoff time comes, Yorktown looking better and better, but Madison, right? Madison has been a consistent playoff team for the last how many years now? Let's see, they were 2 years ago in the region semis, or were they in the regional final 2 years ago?
Yeah, I think they've been. I think.
Oh, that's right. They beat
they've been there the last.
they beat
They've
the
been
Rojas team
yes.
2 years ago.
Right.
They beat
They've been in the States.
yeah. They no, they lost Highland Springs last year. No,
Right.
they lost to Freedom.
Yeah,
Lost to Freedom
that's right.
again, last year. But no, they've been, you know, they tell their players, hey, don't make any plans for Thanksgiving because we're playing, and then they haven't been wrong for a while now.
Yeah, I mean a commitment to excellence over there in Vienna.
Yeah,
I mean it's a solid program.
But yeah, another defensive,
So and
a great defensive player.
yeah, I mean you could always pick someone out of a hat, right? You could pick a name out of a hat.
Yeah,
Whether it's Ambrose, this time it's Charlie Backman. But yeah, scoop and score and a blowout win. You gotta love that. That's one where the defense guys they all run in the end zone. They pose for their picture. Everyone's celebrating.
yeah. Congratulations to him.
Yeah, so congratulations to young Charlie Backman. That's his first award of the season, actually. And you always love it when guys. I mean, he's played well, but I in general, he didn't win an award for us previously. When guys step up, who they hadn't got a ton of notoriety throughout the season, but they step up in the playoffs. I always love that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But on the opposite of that, offensive player of the week in Region D, Cole Sandberg, man, that guy always performs, right? That was a close game early for Langley and Marshall.
But a redemption game, right?
It was a redemption game, and I thought it was going to go the same way.
Yeah.
And then, mid-second, third quarter-ish, they start pulling away, and they ran away with it. And he was a part of the reason. He got hot.
Yeah,
he got hot and ran away with it.
Yeah, he looked really good. He looked really good, and they're definitely going to need him, in the next rounds. As much as their ground game's been pretty effective, they're going to need him really to contribute.
Yeah, no doubt. So Sandberg, and I think he's a previous recipient of this award.
Yeah.
But he's a stud. He's one of the best players in that region. And actually at that game, our guy, your guy, Mr. DMV, Chad Ricardo was live at Langley at that game.
Oh, that's awesome.
They love Chad Ricardo, as we all do over at Langley. All right. Region B. This was fantastic. I'll do the other one. We'll start defense first. We'll go with defense first. You're gonna get a 2-for-1 special in a minute. So defense first. What do we got on our defensive performance of the week in Region D?
It's the battlefield defense. Whole battlefield defense. I mean that Garfield offense is pretty hard to hold down.
Player of the year in that district.
Player of the year over there, and for the Cardinal district.
Yeah,
they were able to really kind of stymie those guys completely. But
shoot,
and from what we understand, Kellen O'Shea is out for the playoffs. They're going to need that defense to carry them through the day. And they start off them and Madison. They're mirror image of each other, right? They're very much.
They are. It's the Spider-Man meme, right?
They are the Spider-Man meme. Yeah.
Yeah, that Battlefield is something to be reckoned with. Them. You got guys like that at
Yeah.
every level of your defense, right?
Yeah.
You got Woodson in the secondary. You got Bankowski. You got Blackstock. Got guys everywhere.
Yeah.
So congratulations, our defensive players of the week
Yeah.
in that region. Battlefield defense, outstanding. Finally, offensive player and highlight of the week, 2-for-1 special. What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, we got Buddy Noakes at and we'll talk about that game, but that kickoff return it looked like all hope was lost. Like all hope was lost, and he ends up returning a kickoff for a touchdown.
Wow.
Definitely because of the absence of, the continued absence of Jackson McCarter, they need someone to step up, and he did.
Wow.
In fact, we were on the phone when that happened, and I was like, backbreaker, absolute backbreaker. And we'll get to talk that game, but no, way to step up in
he saved the season.
Save the season.
Saved the season.
The fish that saved Patriot.
Yes, the fish that saved Manassas or Prince William or wherever. Gainesville or whatever town it's in, or
Patriot in Nokesville, I think.
No, is it Nokesville? Gainesville?
Yeah.
They all share boundaries.
Yeah.
Prince William.
Yeah.
So congratulations to our man, Buddy Noakes, another first-time winner. Like I said, it's kind of fun. Battlefield D's won some. Cole Sandberg.
No, I think Noakes has been a player of the week before. I think.
Was he really for us?
I think he has been.
I feel like he has. And young Noakes, you let us know if you haven't been. Either way, you guys, congratulations to all. I guess if you count 11 on the defensive battlefield, right? That's 14 guys. But congratulations to all you guys. You guys are our celebrity deli players of the week.
Congratulations.
All right. Yeah, fantastic. But we got more coming on Thursday, which we'll have a special show dedicated just for that. We'll get to Region C.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. So let's get to it. Let's get to all the games we had, man. We had a lot of action. And at the end of the day, though, like you said, right? All chalk, huh?
Yeah, Region D was all chalk. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all kind of made it through.
Right.
And
first round, right?
Yeah.
First round.
First round.
Some upsets last year, but
yeah. And this year, in reality, most of the games weren't close.
No.
Other than 4 or 5, and 4 or 5 is supposed to be close because they're right next to each other in the seating. So that was interesting.
Yeah. 4 or 5, right? Should be close. Let's start with the top. And we kind of alluded to it already. The big win, 44-0, Madison over Chantilly. What do you got?
Yeah, what a shutout, right? Against a pretty talented Chantilly team. But we'd seen it earlier in the year. I know a lot of people said, well, they just got done playing at Hayfield, which I think was kind of disrespectful to a really talented Madison team.
Yeah.
And Chantilly's first time back, a lot of those guys' first playoff game. This is not a lot of, that defense. Since they were sophomores, they've been playing past Thanksgiving. They were sophomores.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those guys play as sophomores, but we know they play as juniors. And we know they were in the state semifinals last year, so they kind of know what it's about. And they're just stifling on defense.
Yeah, there's something to. You got to watch out for Madison. You got weapons on offense. You got weapons on defense. And you just shut out a top tier quarterback. We talked about Shahir Mantry all year.
Yeah.
Great game last week against Oakton.
Yeah.
And now no man is an island, right?
And even a very dominating game against Oakton last week.
Yeah.
Really good.
But no man is an island, right? And but you talk about sophomores. Mantry started last year as a sophomore. Year 2 is improved as a junior. Year 3, right? Big jump. Look out for Mantry and Chantilly.
Oh, yeah. They've got a lot to build on, right? Playoff appearance. They got their quarterback coming back.
Right. 3-year start.
There's a lot to be excited about being over there, but there's a lot to be excited at Madison
right now.
Yeah.
Like George Allen said, the future is now.
The future, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Madison, look, you got your eye on the region, and then you got your eye on the state.
Yeah.
I know it's 1 week at a time and all that stuff, but speaking, kind of realistically as pundits, right? That's what it is, right? It's they got their eye on the region, and then after that, they got their eye on the state.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're well on their way. So congratulations to Madison, and congrats to Chantilly on a really solid season.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next game, another big game, another blowout. But the 2-7 game.
That game was close for a while. That game was close, considering the fact what they did to Yorktown the first time they
You're
played.
talking about it's a WNL Yorktown.
Yeah, WNL Yorktown.
28-0 win. 28-0.
Yeah. I watched some of that game. Yorktown just couldn't finish drives. They would get the ball, they get on their side of the 50, and they would just stall out over and over and over again. It looked like they figured out some things that they didn't do well the game before, but I think it just goes to show though how talented WNL actually is.
And
playoff football is a little different, and Coach Hansen and that coaching staff is adept at playing in those kind of things, but a little different last year when they played South Lakes. It seemed like WNL was able to weather the storm a little bit.
Well, and the we've alluded to this, and I know the marquee is the defense. We was talking about the Bobby Ludwig and the mad scientist and the WNL passing game and WNL offense.
The offense.
But the defense, we've been saying this, kind of the unsung hero over there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, for them to pitch a shutout in the playoff game
against a good Yorktown team.
Against a good Yorktown team with a veteran, with the veteran head coach, right? He is the elder statesman of the coaches in the area.
He is the Don Shula.
Maybe in the state, right? I'm curious if there's another head coach who's been coaching as long as he is that's currently coaching now. Maybe somebody out there will be able to correct me on that. But I'm willing to bet probably. I mean, if there is, it might be one.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but big win for WNL. I'm sure a lot of people would call that a trap game. Playing a rivalry second time around, and they played really well, kind of pulling away.
Yeah, no doubt. Congratulations to WNL. You are on your way to round 2, and Yorktown again. Congrats on a solid season. But this is WNL right now. Same thing. WNL, they got their eye on the prize.
Yeah.
Their eye on the prize, and we're starting to see maybe. Now, I know Langley and some other teams are going to have something to say about this, but we've talked about it all year long. It's this collision course.
Yeah.
It's been coming. Arlington team and this team over in Vienna. And unless someone can get in the way and stop that, we're on our way to seeing that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, yeah, speaking of that, let's one of the teams is going to try and prevent that. A big win themselves, right? In a game that was also close early on. Yeah. Langley, Marshall, another rematch, 42-14 this time around Langley.
Yeah, and close off, but Langley pulls away. Also, I think we talked about it earlier. It was definitely a revenge game. It was second time around, and much like we talked about WNL and Yorktown, WNL being able to keep them from Yorktown from pulling the upset. Yeah. On the other side, Langley was able to kind of stymie that Marshall team. I'm curious. Marshall, unlike last year, who ended hot, did not end hot this year. So I don't know if that played into it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Langley's just so tough. They had Popovich. I mean, I don't know if it's in relation to the Spurs, coach. Yeah. But this guy's just as good. I mean, he was scoring touchdowns, defense, interception, touchdown, or forced fumble, I guess, strip fumble by Roan, 80 yards. Roan had an INT as well. I mean, he's a complete animal. Sandberg, I mean, throwing touchdown passes. The team was sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp. And you had a 14-14 game at halftime, my friend.
Yeah, it was a close game, and Langley's kind of pulled away in that second half. I mean, and Sandberg was a big reason why they.
That's a 28-0 run.
Yeah. I mean, that's
impressive stuff.
That's pretty dominating second half, and great adjustments for the half by that coaching staff. Right?
Yes, once again, Coach Pottinger and company,
coach of the year of the
All Hitches Coach of the Year.
All Hitches Coach of the Year, and I mean he's also the region Coach of the Year, but not the
We
region, the
district.
district Coach of the Year. But
Yeah, I'm a little more partial to the all Hitches Coach of the Year award.
yeah,
Ask me. We'll get you that $1 off a celebrity sandwich.
yeah.
All right, so congratulations to Langley and those guys. Outstanding work. You guys again look good. We got some great games coming. I can't wait to talk about those games next week.
Yeah.
And Marshall, kudos to you guys. Marshall, you guys are one of those teams. Keep doing what you're doing over there. You're one of the teams we talked about, Mesa, the Oaktons, the Marshall, the Chantilly's, the ACs, teams that really rebuilt in 1 year and became, solid teams.
Yeah, I agree.
So congrats to them. All right. And finally, probably the game of the week, at least in this region, Herndon 14, Westfield 21. That was a tough ball game.
It was a tough ball game, and both defense pitched shots in the second half. That was their very much a defense struggle. I mean, in the second half, both defense played outstanding. A tough way for Herndon to kind of go out. And we talked about the last game of the season, if they will have lost, maybe they get someone a little different, a team that they know a little better as opposed to a Westfield team. But go back to our week one podcast, right, where we talked about Coach Bosser said, I don't care about these losses early. I want to make sure we're primed and ready for playoffs, and here they are, right? They're in the second round of the regions.
Yeah, Westfield is playing out exactly the way they wanted it to play out. Herndon and Westfield have some battles. We talked about 2 years ago, and they had that double overtime, game. And then now this year, like you said, 0-0 in the second half, just a dogfight, man. And Herndon was driving at the end. I was watching that game, and Herndon was driving at the end of that game, and they were at the 50, and there was a penalty. I think it was roughing the passer. I don't know what it was, but they got down to the 35, and time was running out, threw a ball, interception. But I started debating the old Mesa theory. What if you score here? What do you got? I was watching it with a couple of buddies, and we were kind of going back and forth in the games and the Tyson fight. Or it wasn't the Tyson fight yet, but and we were talking about what do you do? Well, if you're Herndon, you score here, and even though it was 0-0 in the first half, I was with them. Normally, I would say kick the extra point, take it to OT because it's a stalemate right now. But I was with you on that one. I don't let what happened to then what they did 2 years ago. Don't let them do it again. Win the game now in regulation is the way I was thinking.
But that region, essentially, what you have too now in that region after these two games being done is you have the first place against the second place team in the Concord versus first place versus second place team in Liberty, right? I mean, all the stuff you could just eliminated everything out there and put those four teams in it and been like 1 versus 2, 1 versus 2.
Straight up chalk. Yeah. It was meant to be. It was meant to be, buddy. Yeah. That's a hell of a matchups in that region, right? Yeah. We're gonna slide over, my friend. We're gonna slide over to Region B out west because not so fast there on the chalk talk, my friend. Not so fast on the chalk talk. Start at the top. Gainesville Patriot. This was it.
What that was the one versus the
no, but I want to start there. When I mean top, I mean the best game by far.
Best game. Okay.
Best game by far. And it wasn't chalk, which is why I wanted to start with that.
And I know you had said you thought the Herndon Westfield game was game of the night.
This was. You're 100%.
Well, actually, there's two games in there that I think that could have.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
We'll talk about this one.
Let's start with this one here. Now,
yeah,
let me set it up for you. Let me set this up for you.
Yeah.
You got rematch, right? Patriot won it earlier in the year. Patriot has beaten them, right? For a while now. This was your chance, Gainesville, right? This is it. If you're going into this game, they're missing their best player, and here we are. What happened?
And you're at home.
You're at home.
It was 13.
You got them where you want them.
It was 13-0, and I caught it. Started catching it. God, maybe it was the third quarter, and I'm watching it, and it looks like Patriots going to put it away, and they end up not being able to put it away, and then All of a sudden, I'm flipping back and forth, and then we get a text message. They were like, "Game's gotten really good," and I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! It's 13-7." And then I see Gainesville scores again. It's 14-13, all the way on the side. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. They kick it off to Noakes. And I was like, "No way!" And I think when I throw it, I was like, "That's a dagger. That's an absolute dagger." Because you felt so good on the sideline, and then all of a sudden, and he runs past their sideline, and
Mm,
you could just feel just kind of the air going out of it. And
wow.
they were never able to, I mean, they went on a drive, if I remember correctly, but they couldn't put it away. And yeah, oh, God, how heartbreaking, right? I mean, like you said, at home, they're missing their best player. You come all the way back from 13-0 to take a lead with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking in your head, if we get one more stop, just one more, we can probably eliminate this game. And they couldn't do it. And what a
Yeah,
heartbreak.
man. Oh, total heartbreaker, man. Total heartbreaker. That was it. That was your chance
Yeah.
to get the monkey off your back.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that, we hear, grumblings, at a Gainesville, they can't win it. They can't get over. They can't beat these two teams.
Yeah.
And, this was it. You and I predicted them to go pretty far, make a run.
I thought this might be the region to win.
It was with certain injuries and certain teams.
Yeah.
They were in the driver's seat in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Now I got a text this morning. I got a text, or not text, but a tweet, from a Gainesville player. When I was tweeting the kind of the highlights of the week, I referred to them as the Gainesville Grizzlies, which is their gigantic local youth club where most of those kids play Gainesville Grizzlies.
Yeah.
But I slipped in the morning, right? Mentally wasn't all there, and wrote Gainesville Grizzlies and not Gainesville Cardinals.
Yeah.
So Jackson Roble, who was a solid player, played great this season for them.
Yeah.
Said a lot of great things from young Jackson down the road. So good work, Jackson. When I talk about you guys next year, I'll make sure I say the right name. All right, buddy. Excellent work. You guys fought hard, and now the class of 27, right? 26. You guys got to. That was the inaugural class who just graduated, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so kudos to them, though. Let's give them on their way out the door. Let's give them a little love here. They started a program.
Yeah.
And I know they couldn't get over the hump, beat these two solid Battlefield Patriot teams, but they were a pretty respected and feared team to be so brand new.
Yeah, no. They've got a bright future, and that community's going to have some.
Well, and speaking, that's why I was thinking of the Gainesville Grizzlies, right? Speaking of the Grizzlies, they're a machine in youth, kind of like Vienna is. Yeah. And they just produce solid high school players.
Yeah.
Like all these guys, like Tobin Smith, probably Jackson Roble, all these guys, Colton Kilmer, probably grew up as Gainesville Grizzly guys.
Yeah.
Outstanding program.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Patriot, congratulations. I mean, down players, right? Key players.
Right.
You found a way. You are our Ric Flair right now. You're that guy hiding under the ring.
Yeah.
They had your back turned to you. You took the chair. You hit him in the back of the head with the chair.
Yeah.
They're out. You pinned him. You kind of smacked the ref. You said, "Wake up, ref, wake up." You jumped on him. You pinned him. Now you're on to the next match.
Yeah. Which is, my God.
Well, we're going to get to that right now. We've got coming up next. We've got Garfield and Battlefield. Oof.
Battle of the Fields. But
one-sided battle.
Dominating performance by that defense. That defense is so good for a really talented Garfield team. Now, that being said, Garfield's offense has not looked good 2 weeks in a row. They did not look good against Woodbridge, and nobody looks good against Battlefield. And they continue. And with O'Shea being out, we've heard rumors of what it is. I don't know what it is, so we're not here to speculate. But we heard he is out. With him being out, that defense is going to have to carry them if they have any aspirations to win a state title. but they started off on a good foot, right? Against explosive, put up 40 against a Patriot team that played really well against a Gainesville team. So yeah, I mean they looked really good. They looked really solid.
Yeah, I mean, and you love Battlefield. I mean, I'm sorry, you love both these teams, but you love Garfield all year. I mean, they were a really good team,
Yeah.
player of the year, their district. I mean, they could have had the second best player as well in Herman Jackson. I mean, outstanding guys, and for Battlefield to do that to him,
James Blacker. I mean,
yeah,
really good. But Garfield's got a bright future, right? They've got
they do.
especially with returning Troy Hamlin.
That's the thing. You're bringing back because a lot of those guys are graduating. I believe Blacker's graduating. I think Herman Jackson's graduating. But when you got a quarterback, we talk about this with Mount Vernon all the time. When you have a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
You got a quarterback. You got a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Always do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So outstanding work, Battlefield.
So we get a rematch. We get a rematch of Patriot and Battlefield.
Is that the next match? I haven't even looked at the bracket. Is that it?
Patriot and what's called the 4-5.
Man.
Patriot Gainesville the 4-5. So we get Patriot.
Like you said last week, we keep hoping is Daniel LaRusso going to fight? I mean, will some players? We don't know. Yeah. We don't know.
Right.
We could be talking about 1 to 2 week, 3 week absences. We don't know.
Right.
So, could you imagine though? Could you imagine? Oof.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next game we had what you think was probably the game of the week, right? And you had Woodbridge and North Stafford, man.
North Stafford, yeah. Woodbridge was up 21-7. North Stafford comes all the way back and ends up winning the game 35-28. Woodbridge is able to respond after North Stafford had taken the lead 28-21. I'd scored three straight unanswered touchdowns. Woodbridge's able to drive down and get themselves a touchdown, and then North Stafford just runs out the clock. And then I was curious if they were going to kick for a field goal, and they didn't. They ended up going for it, and they got the ball down, just kind of round the clock, and I think they scored something like 10 seconds left to go in the game. Disappointing loss for a really good Woodbridge team that won the Cardinal District. And we didn't. And the thing about these games, especially in this region, is that we don't know a lot about the Stafford teams.
But we know they're talented.
And so hats off to Woodbridge. They were right there, but at the very end, they just kind of they got beat by a pretty quality North Stafford team.
Yeah, I mean, our coach of the year from Woodbridge. I mean, solid team. They had a great season. Yeah. They were kind of them and Garfield were the kind of the unanimous winners of the Freedom Woodbridge sweepstakes, I guess, when they disbanded. So and they looked good all season, and they almost won this game. It would have been fun. Yeah. But they are, unless I'm mistaken, you can correct me. Cardinal, we hardly knew you. It was nice.
Well, that's right. They're all gone.
It was nice knowing you. You have been eliminated from the 2024 playoffs.
Yeah.
Or the first conference to be completely eliminated.
First conference be completely eliminated. Yeah.
We could have more next week.
Well,
no,
next week,
no, we won't. We
will not have one. Yeah, because
the matchups are kind of aligning.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, it's conference against conference, but
yeah. And then we have the last matchup, right? 3 versus 6 in Region B.
Right. And I suspect National's not going anywhere. Normally,
I'm talking about Region B. We haven't talked about the last game. We haven't talked about Stafford versus.
I haven't gotten to that game yet. Yeah. But I was just thinking if as far as elimination, normally National would be on their way out in the second round, but not this year.
No, not this year.
Not this year. All right. Last game. Again, we talk about teams that we don't normally cover, but teams that we know are dominant. Colonial Forge, man, versus Stafford.
I think we've seen a Colonial Forge game. I believe we've seen them play. I can't. Maybe AC. I think AC played Colonial Forge, but I'm mistaken. That's where we saw Colonial Forge at.
That's a good team, man.
Yeah, it's a really good team. Now it was an upset because Colonial Forge was a 6 seed, But they had played in like week 4, week 5, and the game was like 35-31. But Colonial Forge beat them by almost 3 touchdowns. I
Yeah.
didn't watch. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not going to pretend that, I know very much about it. But they kind of reverse fortunes. After losing a close one to blowing them out. So I guess and probably they're not the same team they were in week 3.
No, I mean, I'm looking at their. I mean, they're an 8-3, 7-3, I guess, in the regular season. That's a 7-3 team.
Yeah.
So we talk about these. When you're talking about that region, you can't be talking about, oh, that's a 6 seed, that's a 7, that's a 5, because of that. It's all messed up over there.
Yeah.
Those are good football teams.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, to be 8-3. I mean,
they're probably. I mean, they're probably the best 6 seed, right? Out of the 3 regions.
Yeah. Oh, not even a close. So they beat Woodbridge early in the year, obviously. And that was a close game back when they beat Woodbridge last time too.
Yeah.
They won by 1. Beat AC in a close one. And that was an AC when they were kind of struggling before they turned it around.
Yeah.
Played Patriot close, but they won that one. That was a big win when they beat Patriot.
Yeah.
They only had
that was Smith McCarter.
Right. They lost to Stafford. To Stafford, like you said last time, but a close game. And then Riverbend and North Stafford. So they have a hard time against Stafford teams that have the name Stafford in their titles. They struggle against those teams. But aside from that, they're good.
They don't want to play Matt Stafford at quarterback.
Well, maybe they got over the hump though, right? Maybe they're over the they are now over that Stafford hump.
Yeah.
With 524 wins. So congratulations to them. Outstanding work, Colonial Forge.
Yeah.
So can't wait to break down these round 2 games.
Well, we're gonna have round 1 and round 2. I think next week we'll do a Friday show on the region.
Well, we got I guess a Friday. We can go live. We can
go live on Friday. Talk about region,
Friday night.
Region C.
Yeah, we can go live Friday night and just hammer all the games.
Yeah.
That's
now we're in tournament time, so our top 10 doesn't really matter anymore. And now it's
yes.
You prove your
right. You could go. I'm trying to think of the form. We'll have some. We'll throw out a nice gift for everybody. I mean, we could go live Thursday night after the game. We could go live Friday.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
We'll figure it out. It depends on how late the games are on Thursday.
Yeah.
But man, exciting week. And then like a smorgasbord, right? Because of the injunction and stuff. I mean, I'm trying to find silver linings here of a season that's kind of been tainted a little bit with arguments and fights and that kind of stuff. It's kind of a negative, with people bickering and stuff. It's kind of unfortunate. But moving on from that, hopefully everyone can kind of just put that aside. Silver lining for fans, for parents, for families, for media, for everybody is we get a lot of football this week.
A lot of football.
A lot of football. Who doesn't like that?
Yeah, no. I'm excited to see how it's all going to play out.
Right. Thursday football, Friday football, and then you turn right back around and you get Tuesday football.
Yeah.
Right before the Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Tuesday and it's Saturday football right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's outstanding. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So we're getting a treat here. You get a little turkey leg, and you take a bite out of that and watch a little Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This is good stuff. Yeah, buddy. So we are here. We made it to the playoffs. Round 1. 3/4 of round 1 is done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we wait.
Yeah.
Everything else?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, I'm ready to watch more football. Ready to watch more.
Yeah. Well, we got plenty of that coming up, buddy. I told you I watched college football today. I got to watch and my Washington Jefferson Presidents.
Yeah, big win, huh? Big win.
Win the pack.
Win the pack.
I like it. You're a pack guy.
I'm a pack guy.
From a different kind of pack, but you're a pack guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up first round playoff show, sort of, until next time.
2/3 of the first round playoffs.
2/3 of the first round playoff show. So for Coach Mesa and Coach Dash, we will see you next time on All Hitches.
See you.